Good afternoon, good evening, hello, welcome to Super Fast Tortoise. Just a little random live chat and chill on Friday. Normally be playing a commander game, but just not in the headspace for it right now. So I just want to chat and chill and hang out with you guys. Say hello, all of you watching in chat. I want to see what's up. How's it going? I put out in Discord if you wanted to join the show. Just let me know. Yeah. It's an interesting night. It's been an interesting week. Wife's been working weird hours, so my brain's having a hard time wrapping around that. Sometimes when some things change in your life, it messes with your brain. It does. It does. It messes with the brain. But anyways, I hope you guys got your coffee, your libation of choice, water, soda, whatever it is. May you have it. May it be good for you. What a wonderful evening, my magic friends. I hope you guys have a wonderful evening and are having a wonderful evening. I hope you guys have a wonderful time. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for chilling out. Yeah. So, the agenda. Well, starting next week, we're going to try to get back on schedule where we have Monday game nights. Where I want to start playing Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. Hey, Billy. Hello. Hello. Hey, Billy. How's it going? How's it hanging? Yeah. This is one of those nights where things just are a little bit different. Our morning show was excellent. We had a really good morning coffee show talking about game theory and deck design. We're going to continue that Monday. Yeah, Monday. We're going to continue the show Monday with a topic. Well, let me give you a little teaser about what's happening Monday. Let me find it. Let me load it. All right, so Monday we're going to be talking about this card analysis thought process for Magic the Gathering. It's a lot to look at, but when we get to the Monday, we'll break it down and talk about it. I mean, come on, like we're talking about card effect. Does it affect my game? Does it progress my game plan? Game actions, mana cost, resource management, card speed restrictions, deck synergy, theme synergy, game modifier. Lots of fun stuff going on there. Mississippi. Sorry, I'm not a magic friend. You're a magic friend. Magical. Mississippi. The person who helps NTG Hillbilly do crazy things. Good evening, Gaming Bob. How are you tonight? How are you? What's up? How's it going? Oh, man. I can't wait for my life to be back to normal, Like I was explaining earlier, the wife's schedule has been off. Like every day this week, that she's been working this week. She's been working completely different shift. She's been working or leaving the house at 11:30 in the morning and coming home at 10 p.m., which is cool, And if that was her permanent schedule, I would adjust my schedule to fit those schedules. But yeah. Everybody says happy Monday is going to be a great stream. Oh yeah. Happy 2026 Super Fast Gaming Bob and everyone. Good to see y'all. Good to see you, Coach's Magic, and happy New Year's to you too. So negative vibes surrounding the upcoming team set. You set yucking Nope. I am still excited about TMNT. Look, as long as they get some fun cards with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle pictures on it, I'm going to be fantastically fun. TMNT might not be the best set coming out next year, but for me, it's my jam. Like I want it. I want to make it work. I want to have fun with it for sure. Lone Wolf, howdy. So So yeah, nothing's yucking my yum on turtle set. Like I hold on, I got something cool. I'll be back. All right, I'm back. So I got a deck box for my commander deck box. So when I get the turtles deck, I can put it in it. For Christmas, and I ordered this. I got the wife to order this for me off eBay. I got this vintage turtles lunchbox to put my deck box in and whatever counters and stuff I might need for the deck in here, so I can showcase my turtles deck. That's how excited I am for the turtle set. I don't know when I'm getting the turtles deck, when we're ordering it, pre-ordering it. I don't know anything about that yet. But yeah, that's how excited I am for the turtle set. I'm preparing. Mm-hmm. Negative vibes can take a long walk off a short pier. That's right. Like, like Final Fantasy was not my jam, and I even told people that, and I didn't yuck their yum. So glad you're excited. Hell yeah, I'm excited. Go with my turtle cabinet, my turtle collection, all that fun jazz. Yeah. Look, I even got a turtles hat. This I specifically ordered for my birthday. I got birthday money from my son, and with that money, I got this sweet turtles hat. I mean, even my logo has a Ninja Turtle-ish thing on it. You know what I'm saying? I'm all for it. Oh, I don't think you were. I know you well enough, Game Bob, to know you weren't. I mean, we good friends. We good friends. We've been friends for a while. But yeah. Like, yeah. I mean, there's like one thing that's a inevitable truth about Magic these days. There's always going to be somebody trying to yuck your yum or have a negative thought process about it. Like, look, people are pissing on Spider-Man the set. Now, as much as I don't think the set's good for playing, as in drafting, like even though they did the 2 drafting thing, even though I don't think the set's great for drafting, I think it has some spectacular cards in it, and I think it's a fun set to buy and build decks with. You know what I'm saying? Like people are gonna have their opinions about everything. You know, like I know some people calculate money over fun when it comes to collecting, but I collect for fun and the fun value. So I go for what I want. Like I got Spider-Man cards in my decks. Avatar, I'm not a big fan of Avatar, like the series. The set's okay. I like it enough, but the one card I want the most from the set is Shared Roots, which is just another rampant growth. That card got me going and flowing. Like, oh, I need to get a couple copies. They're like $1 something, and I need to get them, but I just need to get some money to do it. Players and collectors want to feel comfortable, but the changes and new things make them uncomfortable. Well, it's not only that. Look at this. The fact is, Magic the Gathering used to be the game for nerds, right? It was like a collective thing. Like if you were playing Magic, you were considered a nerd. It was not very outsourced as a game towards a broader audience. Well, successfully, WotC has been trying to make Magic the Gathering more popular in the eyes of people, more formulated in the eyes of people as like a nostalgic game that's been around forever and is popular among above the nerds. Like everybody wants to play it kind of feeling. And it's been getting like that, and Magic's been growing, and a lot of us older people, not me, but a lot of us older people who've been playing the game forever, don't like the Universes Beyond very much and stuff because they're taking out the nostalgic point of view of that was just a game for nerds basically, and they're making it popular. And people are not liking the spotlight of Magic the way it is. Like it's huge. I mean, they got Magic Cons and stuff going on year round, throughout the year. Throughout the year, they got a couple Magic Cons, they got tournaments. It's growing more than just a nerd game. It's becoming an American or worldwide staple. Uh-huh. WotC has to change their order to grow to progress. That is very true, coaches. They are doing it. Well, like if I started a business and my business was to dedicate itself just to nerds and they just supplemented to the players who've been playing since the beginning and only to those people, and while gathering new players, their game would die if just when people like me who would pass away in the future, when the game wasn't growing to become American staple or a worldwide staple in the games. Like there's gonna be a time when Magic the Gathering is well known as much as Pokemon. We're almost there because there's people who know Magic the Gathering who know Pokemon. I mean, Yu-Gi-Oh is struggling, but Yu-Gi-Oh has its own audience; it's pretty big. But Magic is growing to the point where everybody knows its name at least. Huh? 100% agree, Coach. That is why I was so supportive of the Clue bundle they released. That Clue bundle had look that Clue bundle. I was more impressed with that Clue bundle than I was with the set that came out. There were good cards in that Clue bundle. Clue bundle that felt more Ravnica to me, like Ravnica flavored, than the actual set. Stagnant gameplay formats will eventually become dull. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. People like me, for the games that come dull, find ways to make the game more interesting again, or just drop it. But the thing is, there's going to be people coming in all around. That's why YouTube is so much of a backbone to Wizard of the Coast. People are making content for them to get fresher eyes and a different audience branded to it. Like I know WotC's backbone is on YouTube and social medias. I should say social medias because YouTube's not the only thing. So you got TikTok and other things like Instagram. And I think they rely on it because, like, you notice their own videos don't get as much as attention as, say, like the professor's videos or other people's videos. You know, us players and people who love the game and shout it out on YouTube, on TikTok, on Twitch, whatever, we're sustaining the game. And Magic's trying to compete with that, not in a bad way compete, but in a good way compete with it by making product that will get eyes on sets. Does that make sense? You guys are awesome. You know, Discord's blown up on other people's channels. I don't know if you can hear it. It's going boop, boop, boop. I'm like, who is it? But yeah, Wizards of the Coast is being awesome. Everybody's being awesome in their own ways. And, you know, the one thing I've been shouting out and telling everybody in the world is not every set's going to be for you. Interact with what you want. Buy the singles that you want from sets you might not like. Because, you know, the singles are going to cost. Like, Avatar is not my favorite set, but Shed Roots is a card I like from the set, and I want to get a few copies of that. Few copies, you know. But hey, if you're enjoying this chat and chill, we do chat and chills randomly throughout the week. And want to get notified when I do, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button on the video, hit that bell for notifications. Because I go live every day, Monday through Friday, for the morning show. Do a couple Commander games for the week. This week's just off because we're just getting used to the New Year schedules and stuff. But yeah, it's been chill-tastic, relaxing. I want to thank you guys for all hopping in and then talking. You guys rock. I mean, you know, not so long ago we had 13 of you just chilling and chatting. I like that. Yeah, you guys are amazing. Because, you know, eventually I'm trying to grow this channel to be bigger. I'm trying to sustain it as a Magic channel. I have actually spent about $500 on Magic Gathering the past week. I had not budgeted for that. You need to be more intentional, right? I think that is important, Gaming Bob. Collect with intention, buy with intention for sure. Yep, actually closer to 600. Like when I'm at deck build and I get cards I want, I have to ask the wife. I try to get a compressed price range. So when I tell her, hey, wife, I want to buy some cards for Magic for a deck I'm building. Here's how much money I need. Can we make this work? So yeah, I kind of do that. And like when we do Magic packs, like buy singles, because I usually buy single packs more than I do bundles and boxes. Like I don't really buy play boosters anymore because you get stuck with a lot of cards you're not going to use, and you hope to hit rares that you want. Um, so when it comes to packs, she'll list a pack, like say Spider Man. The other day we bought a Spider Man pack. She's like, "How much is that pack?" And I answered, "It's like $7." And it was like 742 from the local game store. You know, it's good to have a budget in mind and keep yourself intact with that. I feel hypocritical as I try to stress to others to be mindful of MGG spending. Well, two things in that gaming, Bob. One, for you, I think you did pretty good. But two, Wizard of the Coast is going to sell you everything they can. You know, so keeping in mind that you didn't blow too much money on everything, and I don't know how much too much money is because $500 is pretty steep. But but like, being mindful is really good, and I think how you spend your money makes a statement, not on you, but on the company. Like, for instance, I didn't like Avatar was not one of my favorite sets. Neither was Final Fantasy. It wasn't one of my favorite sets. There's good cards in there. If you buy the singles that you want, that people open up, it's good for you, good for your collection. But like if you buy the packs and booster packs, you're supporting something you really don't support, right? Like I don't really support Avatar as a set. Like I like one of the cards mainly in the set. There's a few good cards in there, but there's like one card I want, and I think when you buy singles, the singles you want, you're kind of sitting on signals saying, "Hey, Wizard of the Coast, I didn't really care for this whole set, but here's a couple cards I am supporting. Look at the sales, I'm not trying to flex it as well within my budget. I understand not many in the community are in the same position. That's right. And I don't think you're trying to flex. Well, I know you're not trying to flex. You and I have discussions before. Like, like for example, budgeting is important because, like the wife and I are talking about March, when the turtle set come out and the budget for that already, we're like trying to save up budget and stuff and have a expected budget amount saved for that. That's like the only thing I'm focused on this year right now is that turtle set. Lauren will come out, and I think Lauren will be a banger set. That's just my opinion. But I don't plan on buying boxes or packs of Lauren. Well, maybe packs, a couple packs, but not boxes of Lauren. But more mainly if I dive into it, singles. But we'll see. As good as a set it might be, it might not be a set I want because it ain't going to focus on certain tribes. But I'm going to pay attention because tribes are a thing in Lorwyn, and if they do turtle tribes, I'm keeping an eye out for that because that might be a setup for a TMNT set. Mm-hmm. Think smart planning, like so. Like I think it's a good thing. Wizards shows out the rosters nowadays, and I think it shoots them in the foot. Like here is Wizard of the Coast roster of sets coming out this year. The unannounced Universes Beyond set is the Turtle set. See, Lorwyn's coming out. I'd get into Lorwyn. I would probably get more into Lorwyn if Universes Beyond wasn't Turtles. So I'm going to skip on buying boxes of Lorwyn and focus on the unannounced Turtle set. Well, even though it's announced now. Secret Strixhaven might be a single set. Superhero set might get into that because I like superheroes. See what they get. The Hobbit going to be a set I skip. Reality Fracture, I'm interested in that set. Star Trek, okay-ish, right? So what happens is Wizard of the Coast is sharing this, thinking, here's a list of products you want to buy. coming in. Like, you're going to Lorwyn, all these fancy sets and everything. But what shoots them in the foot is like, if more people were like me, they'd be like, okay, out of these sets, here's the ones I'm interested in. They're not going to get my money on Strixhaven. They're not going to get my money on Hobbit, but they're going to get my money possibly on the Hero set, but they're definitely going to get my money on the Turtle set. And I think that's kind of how people should look at it, you know? Core! Tom Mitchell! Hey! I have no real rationale, but I have a sneaking suspicion Lorwyn may be one of the top 2 sets of the year. Possibly. Because I agree with you, Bob, because I think it's one of the sets they're going to put a lot of attention to. Core's like, you didn't like the original Strixhaven? I liked it, but it didn't draw me in. Like, I like cards in it. I like the factions. I like how they touched on color pies, like the Simic color pie, the Orzhov color pie, and stuff like that. I like that because it's like a round could kind of feel. But it did not get me excited. You know what I'm saying? All Lorwyn did was add more mechanics to existing mechanics. Add more cards to existing mechanics, I should say. Like, I didn't like it as buying product wise. The set had some fun cards in it. I did not like the OG Strixhaven, but I did love some of the Japanese art cards. The best thing that came out of Strixhaven for me was the extra sheet cards. The can't remember what they're called, but the ones with the cool borders and gold foiling on the sides. I love those. I like as Wizards of the Coast getting better in sets. Like in the universe one, I'm falling in love with their alternative arts. But that's hit and miss at times. Yes. Both of you, it's the Mystical Archives. Yep, the Mystical Archives. I loved the Mystical Archive sheet. Yep, because I'm a fan of alternate arts. I'm not a fan of the Secret Lair arts most of the time. They're really, for 80% of the time, if you ask me, in my opinion, they fell on making good looking cards in Secret Lair. Like, when they do full art cards that are regular art, it's fine. Like the video game ones they did, or fine. But like when they decide to go crazy on a trip, like someone was taking some shrooms or something, and I'm like, nah, I don't. That's not for me. Of course, like Mystical Archives was a bigger subset. Yeah, it was. But yeah, that's pretty much it on that part. Like Secret Lair. Like, I wish Secret Lairs would do more for me. I know I can't afford Secret Lairs left and right, but like I wish they made Secret Lairs something that was cool for me to be like, I don't want to miss out. But they don't do that. The Mystical Archive Japanese Art Ritual may just be my favorite art of all time. Oh, nice. Art of any MTG card. That's pretty cool. See, it's pretty cool when they can do this stuff like that. But yeah. And what is it? The Mystical Archive was fantastic. And I love it when they do an alternate treatment to make the card look different, better, and structured. Like when they do some of the random things, it's like whatever. Like the weird coin dinosaurs from March of the Machines and the subset that came after that. I can't remember the name of the set. The Aftermath. The weird coin dinosaurs. Like, I got a couple arts from them for the deck because they're alternate art. But like, those are weird. Like, why turn dinosaurs into a coin? You know, but like the full arts, I like full arts in general. I like fancy renditions. Like in my honest thoughts and opinions, Wizards of the Coast needs to get off this trip of just alternating cards. Like Avatar is a big sign that they can flop or that people won't like them. And Wizards of the Coast needs to get in the mindset that these alternate cards are doing and designing are top tier jewelry type cards. They're for collecting. They're like, I think the alternate cards are more for collecting, even though I like to play with them. And, they're more for showcasing. And that's why they call some cards showcasing. I think they need the mindset that they're making something pretty cool and showcase worthy. And sometimes is flop. They need to get in the mindset that it is showcase worthy. They need to do something to make them look good because they're the prize things, Like that's a true story. Like they need to respect their product more, if that's a phrase I can use. So I wish they would scale back 95% on all the alt versions they're making, including secret layers. Right? I agree with you, Bob. Because the more they do it, the less rare it's going to be. The less special it's going to be. And like that's something that takes away from things. Like, let me see if I can just pop it out of nowhere. No, I got a cool secret lair version of Esther the Mask, where it's like all text on both sides. Front side is the commander name, cool art, and the loyalty at the bottom because it's the Planeswalker commander, and on the back side has the Planeswalker abilities. Like, to me, that should have been like a $10 card. And I got it for like $1. Secret Lair. When everything is special, nothing is special. Right? You, Bob, should know one of my favorite Dr. Seuss's stories. And it explains that specifically. It is the story of the starred belly Sneetches. That hits on a different topic. But in the same vein, when everything is special, nothing is special. Star Belly Sneetches for the win. Like, and for those who don't know about Star Belly Sneetches, it's kind of a story about class. Not like story class, but like class in the world. Like, you show off, you have something to show off that you're special. And the Star Belly Sneetches, this guy comes in to make money and put stars on people's bellies, and the people that have stars on their bellies start acting like they're cool, like they're better than other people, other Sneetches, I should say. Then there separates the class and division. Then the lower class finds out this guy's selling them, so they get them, and the other Star Belly Sneetches are upset, so they get more stars. Then people start removing stars, things going to panic, shortening a story. And in the end, everybody's equal, because nothing's special. Ooh, I would love a Dr. Seuss secret lair. That would be neat. Now, if Wizards of the Coast put more thought into secret layers, that would be neat. But like, I do not know secret layers. Oh, I don't know how Wizards thinks about designing cards, because from the sounds of how they said it, not only are the designers designing new cards, playtest new cards and stuff, like the whole team, they're doing that for Magic, they're doing that for different board games and other games in general. So I don't know how much time and effort they can put in each set. Time capsule. Ooh, look at him coming through the time, space, the multiverse, and everything within it. Time capsule has arrived. Like, that's why I'm excited for the Turtle set coming out in March. Game and Bob is because it is nostalgic, and the artwork they showed is not horrible. It's not like the artwork they're showing is Michael Bay turtles. They're showing things reminiscent of the old turtles, a little mix of new turtles, and they're doing cool stuff. So that is pretty neat. I love the fact that they're putting effort in the art, at least. I don't know if they're getting the art, where they're getting the art, if they're making it, but the artwork looks decent. And I want the 5-color commander deck because I like 5-color commander decks. But I want them to get better at what they do, for sure. Like, I hope they don't do an upgrade kit for the Secret Layers, like they did for Hearth Rule. All the Secret Layer stuff that is like let people know, if you want cards upgrade the deck, go for these cards. Secret Layer is a good place to get those cards. So I think some of them were money, but like, yeah. It was chilltastic. But yeah, the world of Magic it's definitely. I think this is going to be an interesting year in Magic 2026, because I think it's going to do one of two things. One, it's going to showcase where the loyal fans of Magic are going to stand, like for the OG and Universe sets. And I think it's going to show how many people are interested in different IPs. Now, if you remember, when they spoiled Marvel coming out this year at their little convention thing, when they did it live, when they spoiled Marvel, people were not excited. When they spoiled Captain America, they didn't get a hoot, holler, and a roar. They didn't. So Magic is definitely changing. Like, it's changing. And I, as it grows bigger and more popular, I think the criticism on the game is changing too. You know, because like the criticism in the game is going to have more eyes on the game itself. And I think what Wizards trying to do is burst the bubble where it becomes like Pokemon, where Pokemon is known by everything. The collectors want to buy it up. But the thing is Pokemon keeps on going and going, but the bubble's kind of bursting right now. Like, I've seen so many video titles on YouTube about collecting in 2026 has gone down for the idea. Like, people are getting smart about Pokemon's print policies and everything. And I think Wizard of the Coast is kind of in that realm, and kind of early too. Now, I could be wrong, but I think they're in that realm where people are starting to realize the collectability game. Because cardboard, just because it's a card doesn't mean it's worth a lot. Sometimes it does. You know? But I tell you, a secret layer I'd want to buy into. Game and Bob, Time Capsule, Core, everybody here. Lone Wolf, Hillbilly. I'll tell you a secret layer I'd want. And let me know if you agree or disagree. What if Wizards of the Coast made some Commander staples? Commander staples, right? I know people are tired of Soul Ring, but you get a Soul Ring, you get an Arcane Signet, you get like your choice of a package of like what color the staples are in. Like, you get a white package, a black package, a blue package, a green package, a red package, right? You choose the package of staples, and those staples are Commander staples, and they're good ones, right? It doesn't matter how much they're worth overall, like in the secondary market, but they're just good staples, because some staples are worth a little less money, some staples are worth some money, but you get some good staples. And the secret layer is you choose a secret layer, you submit a picture of your face, or like they have guidelines. You can send pictures of yourself following these guidelines, and then incorporate your face into artwork and design these staples for you, particularly you, to have your artwork. So they're real Magic cards with your features, your likeness, and they are yours. They could do one-on-ones on them. They don't have to do that. They don't have to serialize them the cards, because it's obviously going to be one-on-ones, but they can. But they incorporate your likeness into these photos, into the imagery, and they make these cards and they ship them off to you. They're real. proxy looking, but not proxies because they're legitimate magic cards with your features on them. I think that'd be a cool secret layer. Wizards of the Coast, if you're listening, hit me up. I mean, what do you guys think? Yeah. I think that'd be cool. I think that would be cool. Yeah. But yeah. But it won't surprise me if we get a Mountain Dew secret layer for the future. So like Mountain Dew Arcane, get a Mountain Dew Arcane Signet, get a Mountain Dew Soaring. So it might be neat. I think it would be neat. Like having legitimate magic cards with their likeness would be cool. Like, I mean, it'd be cooler if they let you submit your own regulated art, you know, like, however you want to with your likeness. But I think they have the powers to do it. I mean, it might be expensive because, they have to pay artists to take your likeness, but it'd be an interesting thing to try out. I mean, can you imagine MTG Gaming Bob picture on your favorite creature type? On your favorite creature or your favorite commander? That'd be cool. I don't know if they'd do that particularly, but I think the Staples thing would work them along because, they can like pick out staples. In fact, they could be like game changers for each color. As they add more to the game changers list and change different things, I think they could do that. You're like, oh, hell no. Nobody wants to see that, Bob. You're funny. You're funny. Hilarious. Hilarious. I think it'll be fun. Yeah, I'm trying to check up on things. Yeah, do you guys ever find yourself just doom scrolling Facebook? I do. Right now, Stranger Things on the cuff of things. Like, oh my lord, Stranger Things was a good series. I would be more in favor of having fan submitted art for them to design cards around. Well, that's a good idea too. I don't dislike that idea at all. I think that'd be a fun idea. I like designing your arts. Do it. But like they could do it all in the name of charity, like a contest, right? Wouldn't it be cool if they did design a card contest where the community designs magic cards and which ones wins are printed? Oh, I've just finished Stranger Things, and she said, "Meh." The last episode was good, but there's a couple spaces or spots in that show where I'm like, they rushed it or it felt too fast. Like, no spoilers, but the final boss scene was a little fast forward. Make it serialized. That's right. You guys should watch Stranger Things. I don't want to spoil too much about it, but yeah, they did fine. But like for the seasons and how long we had to wait for every season. Oh my lord. That show outlives its creativity. Well, it was worse than Harry Potter, right? Harry Potter, every time they made a movie for Harry Potter, the kids aged up, right? But in this case, the kids aged up more and more between seasons. Why can't people just follow suit with Lord of the Rings? Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings, to be more exact. Make the whole thing work and film it all in one go. Been watching Strange New Worlds. Nice. Is it good? Do you like it? Yeah, I don't get Netflix. Like I started watching not Netflix, Disney Plus. I don't get streaming services, I should say. I was watching Daredevil season 2 or whatever it was on whatever it was that did when Disney picked it up. Good series. Making me wait too long for season 2. They should have things pre-planned, pre-designed. But with all the Marvel flops we've had, it's been crazy. So yeah, I like it. Captain Pike is a close second to my favorite captain. Nice. That's pretty cool. But they definitely could do a lot better on the series of things in general. I think like people think streaming services. Daredevil was good. It was great with Kingpin and Punisher. Yeah, I know. I was really good. But we're supposed to get in season 3 soon, or whatever next season is left. One thing I don't get about streaming services: why do they think we want to wait forever? Streaming services offer a lot of streaming things, but you know how many things we pass by when looking for movies to watch that we don't watch because they don't look interesting, sound interesting, and not up our alley? I thought streaming services were their apps and stuff are supposed to like regulate themselves to tender to our likes and dislikes, and they don't seem to. Netflix had it before, then they tried it. Then they tried their little random feature, but they're not doing great at all. We're at the point where the wife and I are talking finances. Not finances in general, but it deals with finances because we don't need to stop paying for these apps. We're literally thinking about stop paying for some of these streaming services because it's not worth it, and they're getting more expensive, too expensive. You know, it's getting way too expensive. I mean, what Netflix like $35 just bought Warner Brothers? Jeez. You do realize Netflix now has reigns over Batman, the movies franchise. If I understand this correctly, they got a grip of the DC characters. That's ridiculous. Netflix. What are you gonna do? And they charged a surplus more. Netflix did. They charged a surplus more when they upscaled their pricing when they bought Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers. I'm just surprised Warner Brothers sold. That was crazy. I thought Warner Brothers is going to be their own entity forever, like Universal and whatnot. But did you hear that Mattel's opening a new theme park soon? Apparently not the first one, which I didn't know, but they're opening another theme park. I don't remember where, but it's going to feature Barbie and Hot Wheels as like main characters or main ride and attractions. It's crazy. I don't know what Mattel is very famous for. Sad news in the world, and it's sad for Toy Biz and whatnot, but Toy Biz I think it's Toy Biz. Howdy! Hey, welcome. We're just chatting, chilling, but hey, say hello. Yeah. Toy Biz lost the licenses to Ninja Turtles. I wonder who's going to buy it, Mattel or Hasbro. Ninja Turtles is such a big IP. Who's going to buy it? That'll be an interesting thing to watch. Who's going to buy Ninja Turtles? Hasbro would do a good deal, but Hasbro might not buy it because they're trying to focus on the digital market now. Mattel, I could see buying it because I thought Mattel already owned parts of it as it was, but who knows? Because when Easton and Laird pass away, which is a sad thought, but they will pass away one day, the rights will submit to someone else. Then I don't know if it's in the will to pass it to family or if corporation will get it. I don't know. The corporation has a lot to do with it. Board wipe. I wish it would show on here, but it doesn't. I'm not on stream. I'm not on OBS, so it won't show. But yeah, board wipe. Use those emojis. But yeah, so Yeah, so it's gonna be interesting to see who fights over the Turtles, because the Turtles is a big franchise. Getting the toy line will be amazing, especially if they do good. They just need to make good Ninja Turtle figures for sure. Doesn't Ninja Turtles exist within the DC universe through collaborations? Well, if you went through collaborations, like collaborative collaborations, they exist in Marvel too, DC. They exist in the He-Man universe, the Transformer universe. Like if you just went collaborations. But to answer your question, Transformers and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles did comics with Marvel and Archie, in which I don't know who owns Archie. But turtles are kind of loose in the collaboration department. Loose, like they collaborate with about anybody. Same with Transformers. Because IPs sell and people are digging to get those sales. So yeah, that's the crazy part. Like if you followed how many collaborations are done with Turtles and Transformers properties, it is a lot. I'm trying to think. I could look up collaborate. I could probably look up collaborations Turtles have. But I'm pretty sure the number's over 100. Like different people they collaborated with. But they just need to reboot the franchise. Like not. I mean, they need to reboot the franchise in a better way than Michael Bay did. They need to reboot the franchise with the original looks, like the 90s movie. But they need to get someone who cares about the subject matter. And just like the first Turtles movie, they need to worry about integrating the comics and the TV show together. They need to reboot the TV show like the 80s, but more regular. I think that'll work well if they rebooted the series, but made it more functional and didn't go too extensive on making the Turtles looking crazy like they've been trying to do. It's been nuts, my friends. Nuts, and coconuts. And for those of you watching, I see you all out there. If you're liking this chill stream, we do a chill stream sometimes throughout the week. Like I'm trying to make it a weekly thing to go live once, chilling and chatting. If you like these, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for notifications. Yeah, chilling. Like I can't guarantee a weekday to chill, a chill day, but like I can guarantee one day of the week, Monday through Friday. Saturday and Sundays are my day off. My days off. I think you guys are fabulous. And yeah, thank you, channel members, for being channel members. I like you. I think you're awesome. Yeah. You guys doing anything fun tonight? Are you guys eating a fun dinner tonight? Like tonight, we're doing a simple dinner. We're having hot dogs for our weekend dinner. So that's one thing I've been doing. The wife usually works till 2 a.m. in the morning, and usually I'm asleep by then. But since she's getting off at 10, I make sure to have a dinner made for her when she gets home. Of course, like, okay, I'm back. Didn't know you left. Yeah, we were just talking about Turtles and collaborations and how the Turtle needs a good reboot. Like, what happened to the days? It probably still exists, but not in a great manner, where they'd make a good TV show, and if the show was good, they would end the series or the season with a movie. What happened to that? You're trying to find a game of Magic, but other than that, not really. Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't do Magic tonight because my brain couldn't wrap around it. I'm trying to get back on normal schedule. Artwork and MTG going hand in hand. That is very true. Artwork and MTG do go hand in hand. We know what shouldn't go hand in hand? Textless cards in Magic the Gathering. I like the artwork, but come on. Not everybody's going to remember Cryptic Command. That's an old reference. Probably about 20 years old now. It's crazy. And I feel like I have been lacking with artists and styles. Well, Core, to be honest with you, I wouldn't say you're lacking on artists and styles. There's so many Magic cards being pushed out. There's hardly time to focus on an artist. You know, you really got to find art that catches your attention, and you got to stick to it. And that's when you're being force fed a lot of cards. It's crazy. You got to remember, this is going to be a busy year, 2026, for Magic set releases. Yeah. Yo, the Ray Man. What's up? How's F&M going? Chilling, chillaxing, acting all cool like a little tool. No, I'm kidding. Just trying to rhyme. But yeah. Yeah, so it's hard to lack. You're not lacking in a sense. You're just being flooded. I am not a fan of any card that you cannot read for any reason except basic lands, like Phyrexian, very weird framing art, etc. Right. Makes sense. Right. I don't like cards in other languages because I can't read them because I don't have the greatest memory. I can't remember all the text on a card. Get a hope. I hope you're good. I'm still in the radio station. Nice. Rock and rolling. One thing I wish we could do is play copyrighted music on YouTube and not be like a radio station in the mornings. Like, let's listen to a song. Yeah. The Japanese demonic tutor is absolutely beautiful, though. I believe it. Yeah. I believe it's beautiful. You know what it does. That's pretty cool. I want a regular one. Or a cool one with regular text. That's in English. Like, I've had a couple games in my lifetime that defaulted because the judges did not know text on some basic full art cards that they had. The first time was with Condemn. The judge did not know the text on such a random card that the guy playing it could not verify or validate what the text said, couldn't remember because he got stuck in the moment or something. And he lost the game because he couldn't validate the card. Yeah, cool flavor for the deck, but hard to play with, right? I mean, Demonic Tutor is not hard to play with because it's not hard to remember. But in the same vein, I'd rather be able to read the card, understand the card, you know. Because Demonic Tutor, search your library for a card, put in your hand, shelf your library, right? But I still prefer it in English. American English. It's like, look at this beauty. That's right. That's right. Look at the beauty. Like, I'm not going to say the cards don't look cool. I've seen the pretty cool cards and stuff. I've seen that version of Demonic Tutor, if I remember correctly. It looked pretty cool. But I'm going to, like, if I had my choice between that Demonic Tutor and a foil, regular Demonic Tutor, I'm going for the foil. Regular Demonic Tutor. Because it's not about me. It's about my opponents. Because, you know, like when you play random games with people, you never know when you have that guy who's going to make a fuss out of a card he can't read. Won't Google it. So I'm not a fan of regular art in a foreign language. I get that. But I understand yours is for flavor for two, you know. For sure. For reals. For reals. That's the deals. Ah, man. You know, I lost a subscriber tonight. And I'm like, what happened? What happened? Usually lives do good at getting people hooked into the tortoise thing, but I guess not playing any commander has been hurting. But I didn't want to play commander. Like, today's episode of the morning show was pretty epic and made my brain melt. I was thinking of making a Jin Saki deck with all Japanese foreign cards, including the all Strix cards. If you want to do that, do it. But some of the foreign exclusive arts are just much stunning to pass up. I'm a sucker for beautiful, useful cards. I love beautiful, useful cards, but I do not want to put a card in my deck that I cannot read myself. I want like if like most of the people I play with read English, speak English, and I like to cater to that. Don't worry, probably a bot. Probably. I hate the lands that look like other mana colors. Yeah, other mana colors is crazy. Yeah, you're itching to play some Commander Raid soon. Yeah. You really want to do a box break build for Commander Raids? That sounds fun for sure. Like I know one of the things that Wizards Coast tried pulling off as like a format, like they tried pushing, and I don't know, I don't think it stuck well. Is box break Commander deck building. Like who's gonna build? Like I understand it's a fun thing to do, but I don't think something like that's gonna fly. $200 on an okayish deck is not gonna fly. Sorry for Lauren. Why are you sorry for Lauren? That unless I'm misunderstanding that. No, I think Lauren's gonna be a fun set though. Like I'm gonna pay attention to Lauren for turtle cards. Up. Back to work. Good luck tonight, my friend. All right, have fun. Live radio waits for no man. That's right. Da. Sorry, I meant box breaks Commander Raids build for loan. Yeah, there you go. That makes sense. Yeah. Get some people for a Commander Raids game. Get someone to rule for the enemy. That's pretty chill. Like, are you gonna design a boss monster for Lorwyn? Like, are you gonna like build an elemental type boss monster for Lorwyn that fits the flavor and theme, or are you just gonna do a Commander Raids boss and like, yeah? Sorry, I inhaled some coffee. I'm paying close attention to what WotC decides to reprint because it feels like they've taken a step back reprinting Commander staples. Yeah, well, who knows? Commander staples. Commander staples are like they're going to print staples. They know they sell. And with no master sets in the future, it's going to be hard to get those staples, right? You're experimenting with some other changes to CR. Don't want to divulge just yet. That makes sense. Makes sense, you know. Like make a game-winning all 20. All right, hold on. Checking things. I think it's amazing. All right. Of course, I actually think the staples will not be that hard to come by with all the bonus sheets. Probably. Bonus sheets will do. Like I mean, come on. They printed a banned card in Avatar, Dockside Extortionist. I'm like, unless they're planning on banning that card, people pull that card and I'm like, oh, I got a rock. The subsets in each standard set being released is a clear sign of what they want out there. Yeah. It can be for sure. It can be a clear sign. But like They want a chase card in each set, each subset. They want good cards in each set. And they want some derpy cards. So it is what it is. It is what it is. I think Wizard of the Coast should do a subset, a sheet set, in a set that all the extra sheet cards, bonus sheet cards, are basic commons and uncommons, the spells that don't have alternate art in this at all, that we use as staples in commander decks. I think the next ban or restriction doc set will be unbanned and put it on the game changer list. Possibly. Yep, Bob, the subsets are not being that big. Only room for little reprints. I've never owned a dockside, but I was among one of the ones that thought the ban was stupid to begin with. Right? It was kind of dumb. Well, I never played the card in Commander to be like, that's a crazy card. Well, bonus sheets, box toppers, and secret layers. I don't know if they're doing box toppers. Are they still doing the box toppers? I have not opened a box with a box topper in it. Also, more list cards. They stopped the list. The list no longer exists, which I really thought was a good way to reprint some cards. But Wizards got caught reprinting too many cards, and I think that was the issue. And there was a lot of bad cards on the list no one wanted to pull. Secret Layers is where I think the staples are going to be heavily. Possibly. I think they need to make... they had too many Secret Layers this year. 97, I think, was the number. That's crazy. Crater Hoof is down to $10. All the shocks and fetches are getting reprinted into the ground. Right? Because they're trying to make the game more playable. Well, one thing we had a discussion about, Bob, a long time ago on DJ's channel, and I was so far I've been proven right. Wizard of the Coast is proving that they want to keep prices down on cards while controlling what's collectible. They want to control the collectability aspect. They want to make cards cheap. The only problem with that is, unless they're going to do one-on-ones of everything, the collectibles will always be worth a little more money nowadays compared to used to be with the collector boxes and how they used to be. The collector and the cheap market are going to collide, and it's going to mix in and change the pricing on some cards to be lower. It's like to say Secret Layers are what the real subset. So there's no reason they need to reprint any cards less than $20. Well, yeah, like the reserve list is still out there, and I hate bringing up the reserve list right now. People are even talking about the reserve list losing value. Apparently some of the cards on the reserve list is losing some money, while some of the obvious cards are still sustaining their pricing. But people are realizing some of the cards on the reserve list are losing money, and some of the cards on the reserve list are not even worth money at all. Last time I checked, Hymn to Rebirth is not a lot of money. There are cards that are just dropping to 50-cent cards because there are cards on the reserve list that are not worth playing at all. So in today's world, there's some just cards on the reserve list that don't even fit the metas. You look at it, you scoff at it, you're like, that's not worth playing or putting in the deck. A 6-mana 4/4 with no abilities. Yeah. MTG is dangerously close to driving away a massive amount of collectors and investors. That's the thing. And from what I understand, I almost called you Gob, MTG Gaming Bob, is I think they're intentionally doing that. So, let me explain my observation and opinion. So, it's made the news several times, national news, on top of state news, like in-state news. Wizards of the Coast been releasing product, or someone's been releasing product at Costco, and now Costco's competitor, Walmart's competitor, Sam's Club, where you get like a commander deck and a couple packs of Magic in there, and there's some selling cheap, and collectors and stuff been raiding those. So every time they get stocked in, even though they started putting limits on it, but it's made news that people are pretty much trampling each other over for these things and sniping them away from everybody. And I think Wizards of the Coast is making an effort to stop that. So they're trying to drive the value in different ways to push collectors away a little and investors, like outside investors, not in-company investors, but outside investors. People, and by what I mean is like people who invest in the cards, not the company. A number of collector investor friends have stopped buying, and some are talking about liquidating. Yep, I've actually heard a couple. Well, I watched a couple of videos of people talking about that very same thing on YouTube. Because, like I said, Wizard of the Coast is trying to make the money, not you. Oh, you're saying Spider-Man is intentionally a bad set? I wish I could, but I don't think Spider-Man is intentionally a bad set. They were going to make it a small set. They knew that failed before, so they tried making it larger to sell better. But it still flopped because there was no heart put into the rest of it. In my honest opinion, it is a very bad idea to drive away the collector investor money. It is wise to drive away scalpers. It is unwise to drive away collectors and investors. Right? But I think in Watts' case, they can't separate the two. I'm sure some scalpers were hurt by Spider-Man. Probably. Look, not everybody's rich. And I'm not targeting anyone by that comment here. Not everybody's rich. And not everybody wants to pump in $1,000 for a collector box of Spider-Man. Or any set, right? There's been a lot of artificial appraising of prices in the secondary market. Like when it comes to like Spider-Man, Final Fantasy, whatever next set they come out with, basically, they're overinflating prices on product. Then I guess for some reason that hypes people up, but it also scares people too, because $1,000 must be worth it. But when the cards are not worth that amount, they feel bad. Like I'm not a player who counts money for fun in Magic cards. Like money's not the thing I like about Magic. I like playing with the cards, I like having fun with the cards. As long as the cards are good, I do. But I'm not dumb, and I know a good card can be worth money. But there are people out there whom, and I really mean this, people out there whom associate money into being a good Magic card. So when they see a set that highly priced, their expectations can't be met. Reprints hurts the collectors, not scalpers. Overproduction hurts scalpers, not the collectors. Oh, that's good to know. Super fast. Hey, Shamanucci. Good to see you too. Hope you're doing good in the live world. The line between investors, flippers, scalpers is very thin. That is true. Yes. And the tough thing about that, Bob, is some people's livelihoods are based on flipping, scalpers, and investors buying product. They're competing with a monthly check, basically. That's not explaining everything correctly, but it's as correct as I can get to it. Where like flippers are flipping to make money in gold, pretty much. Investors trying to invest in the future, and scalpers trying to take from both of them and the player base. It's ridiculous. And even players inflate the value of cards, right? Before we had a big investors turnout, flippers turnout, and scalpers turnout for Magic, players influence the cards. So I could get into my opinion about the difference between all those. I bet you can. Yep, Spider-Man being such a popular IP, all three seen money, but us as players knew the truth, which was it wasn't that good, right? The set wasn't good altogether. But look, I think Spider-Man has better cards in it than some other sets. But when it came to draftable value, the cards weren't there. They made good cards in Spider-Man, but I don't think much of which would break the bank. Because they made a lot of cards that supported existing synergies. And there are good cards in it. Like Green Goblin is a CEDH commander for some people. So there's good cards in Spider-Man. The playability for commanders there, but they knock the knees out of the draftability. Yes, investors are able to weather the fluctuations better. Flippers and scalpers are similar, but the scalpers are trying to manipulate the market by trying to produce product largely unavailable. Right? That makes sense. Shimanichi's like Anti-Venom. Fun card. Anti-Venom is pretty cool. Flippers tend to take advantage of the market conditions. That's what it is. And you're doing it while trying to buy low and sell high. But yeah, Spider-Man has good cards in it. And but the biggest problem with Spider-Man is the set did not support itself. They basically had different factions of things that happened. Modified creatures mattered for one of the things, and they didn't have enough cards in there to support it in draft or the set itself. Scalpers are bad for TCGs. Scalpers are bad just in general. But also some people we call scalpers are not scalpers, and I'm not defending scalpers, but sometimes the people we think are scalpers are flippers. And what it comes down to is intent. But yeah, it's crazy to think about all that. Collectors and investors are good for long-term health of the game, right? Well, I think Wizards has the mind wrong set going in on this, Bob, because I think they're focused on the 4-year plan. They get a player in, they stay for about 4 years in general, and they try to suck the money out of them as much as possible than they do the long-term player. Because generationally, when we got into Magic, I know you're older than me, Bob, but you got into Magic early and you loved the game, you got into the game, you built the game the way you wanted to build the game. I got in the game in 2007-ish, or 2005-ish, I should say. 2005-ish. And we built the game, we lived the game, and like I was talking about, the game was for us nerds, and we built relationships in the game. We built the relationship with Magic the Gathering. Not WotC, but Magic the Gathering. But we loved what WotC was doing back in the day. Now, we grew up with WotC. We met all the changes and stuff like that. Now, we got newer players coming in the game who do not have that connection, who don't plan on having that connection, and probably don't even get to go to the LGS very much. They don't build those relationships. They ain't like Cheers, Oh, hold on, let me catch up. They allow for the future players to have access to older products. LGS's Hasbro and distributors do not even have older product available for future generations. That's pretty bad. Super fast says Hero Wiz. Hero Wiz. The Real Wiz. What's up, Real Wiz? I've been MG since 94. All right. So what I was saying though is the difference between you, me, our friends who've been into Magic for a long time, who've built relationships, LGSs and whatnot, our newer players are not getting the experience that we had. Their life doesn't circulate around the group, the meta, the friendships, and what they have most of the time. I'm not saying it's true for everybody, but I'm saying that's a big change in the meta now. Ruiz says, chilling, buddy. How are you tonight? Just chilling. chillaxing, acting like a fool. Yeah. You know, the way we interact with magic as older people now, it's changing, and we're changing with the change. But the people coming into Magic nowadays don't know about the changes. They don't have that in there. Your daughter and her friends are just now beginning to get an MTG. That's cool, and they have someone like you to support them and help them. That's awesome. You know, like I said, the newer players, like in general, don't have that connection that we had. Remember, we had best friends at local game stores. We spent our weeks at the game store, our off time at the game store. Well, I did. Like I will go to work, go to the game store, go to work, go to the game store. Except on days that we're closed. Now it's changed. Priorities change. But our love for the game still lives. That's because we have fond memories and we have attachments, nostalgia. Kids these days won't have that. In fact, hey, we can watch videos on TikTok and YouTube. I don't watch TikTok. My wife does, and she shows me sometimes where like a kid gets a really cool gift and they just don't care. Or we watched a video of YouTube and people getting these fancy, pricey gifts, and the kids in this video are like acting like they don't understand the actual value of their gifts, how much it costs for these gifts. They're just like, oh, we got this. This is cool. They don't understand the value, the love, the effort that's put in these gifts. It's crazy. And the same thing is Magic the Gathering the same way. Even though they keep pricing up the products for no goddamn reason, people come in and like, some people are going to shy away from the pricing in Magic soon. Like, is it worth it? Like, is it worth it? Like, what if play boosters become $300 a box? No one's going to want to buy it. Some folks that don't have the money now are likely to have more money later in life and may want to buy a box of Final Fantasy, Lord of the Rings, or TMNT. Collectors like me will enable that later, right? That's probably true. I mean, there's certain things in my life I've gotten that I got because I couldn't have as a kid. So I can understand that. Like when I was a kid, I never was able to have the books. The Jurassic Park, got them. Never was able to have the full series of Turtles, got them. Was not able to have the full series of Transformers, got that. Yeah, I get that for sure. Watching LGSs will not help them later. Well, the secondary market is it is going to be what it is going to be. It's always going to fluctuate. It's going to be stable, but unstable at the same time. Like you're going to have a stable secondary market, but it's going to be unstable values, depending on the future. That's a projected thought, not a factual thought. Because like I see the price of the thing shifting a lot. I remember when Amazon, someone had listed a Damnation for $100. Yeah, and if you guys are liking this video, chilling and chatting, hit that like button. It does a lot. If they drive away the collectors and then they reduce print runs for just the players, future generations will not be able to get the prize. Well, honestly, we don't even know what their plan is. And to be facetious, I don't even know if Watsi fully knows their plan, what they're doing. Like they have a goal. I don't know how they're going for it. I do not know how they're going for it. I do not. It's crazy. Like, they have a goal, but I don't know if they have a solid plan because up in the price, like, look, Wizards of the Coast has lowered the amount of cards and packs and collector packs and stuff like that, and even play boosters, and they raised the prices all at the same time. Are they printing less cards? Cost them more money to print those cards? Probably not. I think Hasbro does not have great foresight, evidenced by the extreme trouble in D&D is, and that's right. I know a little bit about the D&D thing, and it's scary. And D&D is trying to get heavier in the crossovers, too. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to get heavier in the crossovers. Like, won't surprise me if they don't have it already. A Transformers D&D campaign book. If they get a Ninja Turtles D&D handbook. I know there's role-playing books for them, but not D&D specifically. But won't surprise me if they head that direction. It won't surprise me. Because I think, if they I think they're trying to get fresh blood in there too, fresh blood in the company. I mean, they chased away Critical Role and Matt Mercer, their most public face for D&D. I know that's ridiculous, but at the same time, Matt Mercer did produce his own game, D&D like game, and so far, from what I understand, it's doing fairly successful. People will do what people will do. Shouldn't push away the people that are helping you. That's pretty bad. Ah. I was just thinking the other day, the lady who was running WotC left and went to Funko Pop figures, and they went bankrupt under her guidance. Yeah. He produced his own game because of what WotC did. They should have cultivated their relationship instead. They should have. I did not know that for a fact, Gaming Bob. I did not. Makes me wonder if Magic was almost dead when she was in charge. Dude, as much as I love reprints, she was reprinting things to the ground. Like infinite reprints. Like Bob's known me long enough that I like a good reprint. I like reprints. But to say that they're reprinting something to the ground and like grinding it to almost no value, that's insane. It's like there was a couple sets that they would sell out of, they reprint them, sell out of them again, and people started wondering when the reprints were going to be done in the set. No, she did not just override reprints. The print runs were absurd. Yes. And that's what I meant. Like the print runs were insane. Like you remember back in the day, they'd be like, we're going to do 3 prints of a set, like 3 cycles of a set. Excuse me, or whatever they're called. With one of the master set, they just kept reprinting the sets and releasing cycles of them. They'd sell out. Yeah. Same with OG Jumpstart. I think Modern Horizons 2 has like 7 print runs. Right. It was insane. I mean, like, what she was doing, she was creating more supply to the masses at a time when the mass wasn't that large comparatively. Like, I think we got a larger mass now, but if she's still in, she'd be printing more. Because they were selling to the collectors, and the collectors are confused. Like, the collectors are buying it up, but until they fireside chatted that information, it was crazy. Gosh, don't you miss those fireside chats? And that's why they had the landfill incidents. I almost forgot about that. Yep. Landfill. Like, I don't know why. Well, when it comes to unsets, I can understand why. But like, honestly, if they should open, like, I don't know what the 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 laws or company rules are, but I would have just opened the boxes for the fetch lines and throw away everything. Oh, please don't mention Fireside. It triggers me. Right. That was a crazy time in history. That's a crazy time in history. Life is a mystery. It's crazy what people think. Potato, 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 potato. Ooh. You almost stopped buying anything for almost 2 years? Yeah. Whew. That was big. That was a big time, yeah. It was a bad time for MTG. Who knew if that chat would explode the way it did? It was going the way they did. Man, they let out secrets. Made me miss out on Wild Zone Drain, yeah. Yeah, thinking back at it, crazy times. Dude, it was so crazy. Everybody was getting upset of being on DJ's channel. Not because of DJ, but because all the topics were negative. The whole time, everything was negative. Negative this, negative emotions that. You know, it was a sourpuss time frame where people were so negative, and that's like one of the reasons why I had to leave the show. As when I did, it took me a bit, but the reason why I had to leave the show is because all the topics were negative, and I still think positive Magic. I'm more realistic about Magic now than I was back then, but I'm more positive about Magic and I'm more positive about my game, and I couldn't just handle talking negatively. I hate clickbaiting or competing with people and their negativity thoughts. And there's a lot of times people would complain or cut you off because their negative comment was more important than yours. Or God forbid you said something they didn't agree with and they told you you're wrong. Find out later you're right. Oh, it's just yeah. That was insane. Negative response for cause. I'm still a bit more sore from that time period. Makes me look at MTG with much more scrutiny now. Yeah, it does. Right? But the only thing you can do is interact with the things you want to. You know, you got to. I mean, the community was on fire. You know, there's a lot of great people who joined the DJ chats. You know, like there's a lot of friends and people we know who've gotten together, like Bob Core. If it wasn't for DJ, we wouldn't known each other. You know, we wouldn't built these relationships that we have. We wouldn't play the Commander games we do. You know, we got some good friendships. It's just it was so divisive, and the clickbait. I wish I could call DJ a clickbaiter during that time, but not to dog on our friend. His thumbnails weren't clickbaity enough to be called clickbait. He's getting better with his thumbnails, but you know what I mean. But like his titles are clickbaity. He was feeding into the time. And like I understand you need to make clickbaitish titles and things like that, but at the same time you need to be real. And I think everybody got so much emotion during that time, and defensive is the main thing a lot of people got during this time because oh my god, talk bad about my company one way. Don't talk bad about my company your way. Just talk bad about the company my way is kind of what happened. Is people like had their thoughts. And the truth is, a lot of people who were talking have their heads cut off like chickens and are running around in circles because they didn't know how to project. They didn't know how the company thinks. In fact, I can thank Bob for the teaching of how companies work. I really soaked it up, like how companies work, walking through the sales reports and stuff he talked about. It gave me more of a clear idea and understanding how companies work. And I don't think a lot of the people involved followed that through and keeping that in mind, So it was what happened between my evolution between DJ's channel and now is I became more of a Methodist way of thinking, and I don't know if that's the correct term, of business is business and magic is a business. Funny enough, I still support M30. They just priced it wrong. Funny how the price is not far off from collector boxes now, right? I honestly haven't been following up, but I take your word for it. Like the one thing I see in common against a lot of YouTube channels nowadays is people are just soaking up the business side of Magic, the Gathering. They're creating businesses out of it, as they should, and they're selling they're selling the way they want to, because like Wizards at a time in their career used to care about the customers and the way they would react to the product. That's why they took time, and now it's lucid, like that phrase. But now it's different. It feels like they don't care very much how people react to the product because any press is good press. So I see it as a lot. I also see it in a lot of pro TMTG streams, right? Well, people are like, clickbait is the thing. The trick with clickbaiting and thumbnails and stuff and titles is clickbaiting without lying. That's the trick. Is like if you're going to talk about something, you want to make it clickbaitable, but do it without lying. And I try to do that all the time. Like it's like you scroll through YouTube, you see 1,000 thumbnails. You want to click on the ones that interest you the most with the catchiest titles. I truly believe the bigger problems with MTG is pressure from above, from Hasbro and WotC to make up for failing product lines. That I can see, and I agree with you, because there's a lot of figures being made by Hasbro, like toys, that are hitting wrong markets. I don't know happening. Like, if you look at the trend, and I watched a video on this the other week, I should say, not the other day. Wizards, Hasbro, they're targeting the adult generation for toys, not kids, because adults are buying more toys than kids these days. That's why you're getting all the Supreme figures. Now, there's a lot of kids' toys out there, but Hasbro's not really dealing a lot with that. It's insanity. It's insanity. Like I don't know Hasbro's goals now. Like, also, people are going to die. What happens when their main focus passes away? We're old people. And I honestly think digital products is not the way to go. And I think that's a mistake Hasbro's doing. Like, I understand Hasbro gaming and stuff. I think Hasbro mismanaged a lot of their properties. Like when they owned the movie studio to create movies, they mismanaged it. D&D was a good movie. I liked it. I think they mismanaged it. I think they misallocated the things. I think they made a lot of wrong choices to make it. And that's why they sold off the company. They remember Hasbro got into video games a long time ago. That failed. I think Hasbro is doing a lot of bad things. Like making a lot of bad decisions, I should say, not bad things. I think MTG and Arena are ultimately bad for MTG. I pseudo agree with that. Like I don't agree to it to the full length that you're doing it. You're saying it? Like MTGO, it's its own market. Arena is its own thing. I think there's secular things. Secular meaning they're for different resources, different generation. Like not everybody plays Magic the Gathering and wants to play in paper form, so that's good for those people. But at the same time, I think Arena takes away the specialness that Magic had in general. I mean, I used to joke around with my wife when Arena was being made that people don't have to leave their homes to play Magic anymore. They don't have to go to the local game store. And we joked around about game stores shutting down. Unironically, for different reasons, game stores ended up shutting down. Yeah. It was insane. Like, what are they going to do? What are they going to do? Well, everybody hit that subscribe button if you're enjoying today's topic. More talk. Just chat and chill. Hit that like button if you like the video. I appreciate it a lot. But anyways, my friends, I got to roll off of here. I want to thank you all for hanging out with me, talking with me, just doing this live chat with me. You rock, you rule. I hope to see more of you later. Just chilling out. Just hanging out when we do these. I want to thank you for being awesome. But I'll remind you that you're loved. Someone's thinking about you. And if you can, say and or do something positive for someone else in your life because you might be the change they need. With that, my friend, we got to get out of here. I want to thank you, channel members of the channel, for supporting this creep the way you do. You are awesome. And you subscribers, everybody that subscribes, you're doing amazing too. Thank you very much for all that you do.
Start the morning with coffee in your cup. Time to hang out with friends and chat it up. Bring a smile and good luck. Hit that like button and let's chat it up. Good times start with us, you and me. Good morning, welcome to the morning coffee show. Let's talk from in the shell and share good vibes and good